One Zambia, one nation. Lovely you could make it to watch ZANIS News. I'm Alice Banda and our sign language interpreter is John Chulu. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Hichilema commissions 459 ZANIS officer cadets. Miners contractors held vendetta for 246 million payment. Social cash transfer improving literacy. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says the massive recruitments the country has witnessed during the UPND administration in various sectors, among them education, health, military and security wings, reaffirms government's commitment to better the lives of the youth through job creation. President Hichilema was speaking in Kafue today during the commissioning parade of 459 Zambia National Service ZANIS officer cadets, which is the largest commissioning in the history of the service. Jonathan Mukuka reports from Kafue that President Hichilema has also reaffirmed government's commitment to fight corruption, stressing that all cases will be fully investigated before arrests are made.
As commander of the Defense Force, President Hakainde Hichilema was in Kafue to grace the pass-out parade of the new officers in the Zambia National Service ZANIS. On arrival at ZANIS Training School, President Hichilema was accorded a welcome befitting a commander of the Defense Force before proceeding to the parade square, where he inspected a commissioning guard before giving his speech. In his keynote speech, President Hichilema said that the massive recruitments the country has witnessed in the past few years of the new Dawn administration in various sectors, among them education, health, military and security wings, reaffirms government's commitment to better the lives of the youths through job creation.
It is large because it's intentional. That's the intention of this government from the outset. When we took over public office, that we will beef up opportunities for the largest part of our population, the young people, the youth. So here's a message you saw in the Mikango area, Army graduation, not long ago, are your colleagues, the youth. What you saw in Kabwe area, women, Army officers or women in uniform, if you like, are members of your group called the youth. What you saw in Livingston at the ZAF training, pass-out parade, which I officiated, are your fellow youth. What you see in Nyango, correctional services graduating, are young people, youth. What you see in the police at Lilai graduating are all youth. This government has given the largest opportunities since we took office 2 years, 11 months ago to the youth. The majority of those that were giving jobs are the youth.
President Hichilema has also reaffirmed his government's commitment to the fight against corruption, stressing that corruption cases of yesterday, today and tomorrow will be fully investigated before arrests are made. And Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma says government has continued recruiting more soldiers and officers in the Defense Force to ensure the country is fully protected.
The commissioning of these officer cadets is therefore not only a reinforcement of our defense capabilities, but also a strategic move to bolster our various initiatives on engagements. The Zambia National Service has a proud history of contributing to national development through various agricultural and industrial projects. With the infusion of the fresh talent and enthusiasm, we are poised to achieve even greater milestones in these areas. I urge the officer cadets who are to be newly commissioned to embrace the values of discipline, dedication, and excellence.
Meanwhile, ZANIS commander Maliti Solochi called for commitment to duty from the newly commissioned officers.
Allow me at this point, Mr. President, to turn my attention to the cadets on parade. My colleagues, my friends, you are joining a career that requires your total commitment. Always remember that you were selected from many applicants to add value not only to the service but also to the nation. Ask yourself, what are you going to do to the nation, and not what will the nation do to you? The uniform you are wearing is a badge of honor that should constantly remind you to sacrifice for Mother Zambia.
Jonathan reporting for ZANIS News in Kafue, Lusaka Province.
The World Health Organization, WHO, and other health cooperating partners have assured continued support to the Zambian health sector. The cooperating partners were speaking when Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, this afternoon updated them on the Egyptian drugs that were diverted from the Zambia Medicine and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, to a private storage facility. The cooperating partners commended the Ministry of Health for the route it has taken in investigating the matter. Details in the
Minister
following
of Health
report.
Sylvia Masebo this afternoon updated cooperating partners that support Zambia's health sector on the case of some drugs which Zambia procured from Egypt but were diverted to a private storage facility.
I want you to help government in the area of ensuring the efficacy of those drugs, because if we do it alone as government under Ministry of Health, and the agency mandated, which is ZAMRA, the regulatory authority that is mandated to verify, they will turn around and say it is fake.
World Health Organization WHO country representative Nathan Bakiaita said there is a need to strengthen health controls by the health regulatory authorities.
That we also received this briefing much as it has been done in Parliament and other places. And I think it's always very good to hear it from the horse's mouth. You mentioned the efficacy of the medicines. I think that over the years, the quality controller of ZAMRA has been built over the years. I think there have been quite a lot of projects.
UNICEF representative Penelope Campbell is happy with the route the government has taken in investigating the matter.
On that idea, but I think that kind of mechanism would be quite, and not with a whole, crowded room, but partners who are meaningfully engaged in procurement and supply chain.
World Bank Senior Operations Officer John Bosco Makumba commended Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo for the leadership she has provided so far.
And specifically, we take note of your asks, I think, in terms of determining the efficacy.
USAID was also represented.
Appreciate your commitment to following through on forensic audits and bringing in certainly the right groups who can.
Other cooperating partners commended the Minister of Health for updating them in the quickest possible time and assured collaborative efforts with the ministry to address challenges the health sector is facing. Pethias Mutali for ZANIS News in Lusaka.
Mine unions and contractors on the Copper Belt have welcomed the move by Vedanta Resources to deposit $246 million into the Konkola Copper Mines account for payment of creditors and bonuses for workers. National Union of Mine and Allied Workers President So Semujika said the move gives hope to workers that the investor will revitalize the mine. Yesterday, both Vendata Resources and Mine Minister Paul Kabuswe announced that resources have been deposited and $246 million into KCM account towards payment of workers, bonuses and creditors as promised by Vendata Resources late last year. We have more in the following report.
Depositing of 246 million kwacha by Vedanta Resources into the Konkora Copper Mines accounts, as disclosed by Mines Minister Paul Kabuzwe yesterday, is another positive step into the ongoing process to finally unlock KCM. This development has excited the mine unions and contractors on the copper belt.
Yes, I can confirm that there is a communication from the Vedanta that they have deposited $245.75 million into the escrow account to cater for the contractors, the creditors, and also the bonus for the KCM workers. So for us as a union, that is a positive development. This is what we have been waiting for. So it's a very gigantic move towards making sure that KCM can now start looking at coming back to be in the operation.
For us, this is good news because remember the suppliers and contractors have gone for an extended period of time without being paid. So when this money comes and is confirmed here in Zambia, obviously the scheme administrators will proceed to pay suppliers and contractors, and it's a starting point of the so many things now that will begin to happen at the Konkora Copper Mines. So it shows that the mine now is going towards the resumption of its operations. We know that once suppliers and contractors are paid, then the resumption of services will begin, and they will begin to supply, and the contracts will be issued again, and then we see Kitwe, Chingola, Chidabombo, and Nampunde coming back to life.
The mine unions, however, want the investor to also quickly inject the recapitalization funds for improved operations.
And this is what we have been waiting for. We are actually looking forward also to see even capital being brought in so that we awaken this sleeping giant. We know that KCM has passed through difficulties, which now with this pronouncement, with these moves by Vedanta, it is giving us confidence that we are moving in the right direction.
The move by Vedanta to inject 246 million kwacha into the KCM account is a fulfillment of the investor's promise in the process of unlocking the mine. Liz Ngobeka reporting for ZANIS in Kitwe.
Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Permanent Secretary Hapenga Kaveta has urged Velos Mining Company of Rufunsa to engage with local communities and contribute to their development. Speaking when he toured the mine with officials from the ministry, Dr. Hapenga says the mining firm is projected to create about 500 jobs once operational. Audrey Kalinga has the details.
In an effort to increase copper production to 3 million tons per year, the government has put in place favorable policies for investors to thrive and bring stability in the mining sector. Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Permanent Secretary Hapenga Kaveta has undertaken a tour of some mining companies in Chongwe and Rufunsa districts to understand the ongoing disputes and tensions between private mining companies, local cooperatives and traditional leaders with regards to mining activities. During a tour of Velos Mining, Dr. Kaveta emphasized the need by the mining company to embrace the local community and the traditional leadership.
So what Velos is doing is something that as a ministry, we are happy, we are excited, and we like to encourage them to possibly increase the pace of action in this respect. We, however, want to encourage Velos that the issue of a social license is an important matter. The current efforts that are being done needs to be strengthened, needs to be improved. There is need to embrace the local leadership here, particularly as we involve Chief Bunda, so that the chief must become an ally, must be a supporter, must become a champion of this mine and see this mine to be a project that must succeed in his chiefdom. But to do that, there is need for Velos to reach out, clearly find out from the local community what they want.
and Velos Mining Director explained more about the mine.
Velos is holding a valid exploration license until 2027. We're in the process of applying for our environmental impact assessment, and to do that we're engaging the community through scoping meetings, public hearings. We're working with the local council, the district commissioner to schedule all these meetings and to pull the community together, also with the traditional leadership.
Earlier, the Permanent Secretary paid a courtesy call on Chief Bunda of the Soli people in Chongwe district, who called for an urgent need by the government to help sort out the wrangles between Velos and the Chinese mining firm, which has brought tension in the chiefdom.
As the law establishment, we are still willing to find an amicable solution. A solution that will be acceptable to Velos and the other parties. That is what we're looking for. That's the reason why we are here, to bring about peace in the community. It is in the Chief's Act. That's our duty, and that's what we're going to do. So as you meet them, assure them that the law establishment is still willing to see that there is peace in that place. Right now, there is no peace because some of our people are in court for all sorts of offenses that have been alleged to have been committed.
Audrey Kalenga, for ZANIS in Rufunsa District, Lusaka Province.
Government, through the Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project, with financial support from the World Bank, has handed over a mini feed factory with manufacturing equipment worth over 1.4 million kwacha to Mapepe Dairy Cooperative Society in Chilanga District. Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary in charge of Investment and Industrialization, Krusivia Hichikumba, reaffirmed government's support to initiatives that promote value addition for sustainable growth in various economic sectors. Mijelo Malumbisa filed in this report.
It is one of the old dairy cooperatives in the country. The Mapepe Dairy Cooperative Society has since diversified its operations from dairy production into livestock and poultry feed manufacturing. The Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry through the Zambia Agribusiness and Trade Project, ZATIP, has provided the cooperative with over 1.4 million kwacha to set up a mini feed manufacturing factory. The funds which have been provided by the World Bank have been used towards the purchase of processing equipment and vehicles to enhance the business.
The production of this project we are witnessing this morning. It's estimated that the members of the cooperative will buy 24 tons of dairy feed per month, 10,000 tons of feed for poultry, and 5 tons of feed for pigs. The project will also provide a business opportunity to the suppliers of maize number 3, maize bran, sunflower, cake, soya beans, and full fat or low fat cake and other livestock feed inputs. The total project was USA $9,000 under 70 to 30 matching grant scheme. The society had spent a total sum of 1,493,413.79 kwacha.
Zati project manager says the project is aimed at supporting farmers and small and medium enterprises add value to agro products produced within their communities.
We've also provided financial support to a tune of above $90,000, which was applied towards acquisition of 2 vehicles, a utility vehicle and a delivery truck. We also utilize the same funds to acquire processing equipment for their feed, as well as construction of the small processing plant that you'll be able to launch this morning. I'd like to indicate that the objective of the project is being made through the implementation of these sub-projects by the beneficiaries that we have supported so far. And as I mentioned that the objectives are being made, I'd like PS to indicate to you that you are already aware of the achievements that have been scored in terms of job creation by your project, which currently stands at slightly over 4,000 full-time equivalent jobs that have been created by the project.
And government says it will support initiatives that work towards contributing to the country's economic and wealth creation through job opportunities.
Agribusiness firms and farmers, they have demonstrated that their gross sales, annual gross sales, are increasing by about 39 to 50%. So it shows that really there's a lot of potential. It's a viable business. What the project is doing, actually, we are attaining the desired goals and benefiting the country. And we are told that 64% of producer organizations have been able to meet their commercialization agreements with anchor buyers. And another statistic which we already heard from the project manager is that 4,153 full-time jobs, which are equivalent to full-time jobs, were created.
Michelo Lubinda for ZANIS in Chilanga, Lusaka province.
We take a break. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on ZANIS TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
And now on the Copper Belt, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, has launched the National Climate Change Adaptation Initiative, which will embrace the traditional leaders in taking a leading role in the fight against the effects of droughts, which has affected most parts of the country. Mr. Nkombo commended the traditional leaders at the launch of the National Climate Change Adaptation Initiative in Dola on the Copper Belt for coming up with a plan that can help to spread the message of drought to help communities to protect the environment. Details in the following report.
Chiefs from the Copper Belt province, the head persons, invited chiefs from Southern Province, Rapula, Western and Eastern Province have gathered in Indora district for the launch of the Climate Change Community Engagement, an initiative that traditional leaders have come up with to combat the effect of climate change. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, who officially launched the Climate Change Adaptation Initiative, called on the chiefs to unite for this noble cause.
The highest point. The President keeps telling us in Cabinet, and I'll share a few things that he says, is that the people of Zambia are reasonable and they are patient with us. And it's because they understand that what is going on now, despite the fact of the matter that in the last planting season, you were all witness to the fact that the President made several pronouncements that everyone must do at least a lima. Everyone must go and plant something. Unfortunately, we had an act of God. The drought is an act of God.
Chief Nkambo of the Lamba-speaking people, who is also the chairperson for the House of Chiefs, is happy that the launch of the Climate Change Adaptation Initiative will help in finding solutions that affects the people.
The effects of climate change are increasingly evident, posing significant threats to agriculture, water resources, energy, and overall livelihoods.
Chief Nalubamba of Namwara district in Southern Province and Chief Kaputa are happy that the Climate Change Initiative will help to safeguard the future generation.
Today, let us all agree that the time to kill and tear down is in the past. It is our history. The time of killing and tearing down is our history. And let this day be the beginning of our individual and collective effort to heal and build up what we have killed and torn down in the past.
What is the power then of unity in the fight against drought? Unity is crucial in the fight against drought as it enables communities, ourselves, to share resources and expertise.
Copper Belt Minister Elisha Matambo thanked the chiefs for coming together to fight climate change.
Government is coming up with a project, serious project of irrigation. Whether we have rains or we don't have rains, we'll be able to have maize. We want to sort out the issue of electricity permanently. Whether we have rains or not, we should have power.
Allowing Climate Change Adaptation Initiative to take root at the grassroots level will help the local people who are most affected to come up with initiatives that drives better livelihood. Tovini Ngombe, ZANIS, Ndola.
Paramount Chief Chitimukulu of the Bemba people has cautioned chiefs under his charge to desist from selling land. The Paramount Chief said traditional leaders have a sacred responsibility to preserve the land for future generations. The Mwinelu Bemba said this at the Ilamfia Traditional Council meeting for chiefs under the Bemba Royal Establishment, BRE, in Kasama. Tizao Namlenga covered the meeting in Kasama and gives us more in this report.
The Bemba Royal Establishment, BRE, has held the Lamfia Council meeting where they discussed matters of great significance to the Bemba Kingdom. The meeting also discussed preparations for the Oksefia Pangwena ceremony, which is slated for 8th to 10th August 2024, and is expected to be graced by Republican President Hakainde Hichilema. Paramount Chief Chitimukulu also used the meeting to caution chiefs in the Bemba land to refrain from selling land.
Bantu impanga eyomkamu kyamfisha. Bantu ilete insumi n'obutira abakuntanshi impanga ibamushitishye.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Zimpundu and his Mchinga Province counterpart Henry Mkungule were present at the meeting.
Forming a committee, Office Kumwandi, he bombela very closely preparatory committee
Kumuchinga Province not kwata ama districts yali chitafo munchende ya Lubemba. Napali ichi therefore wishiningisho utila twala ikala pamona banensu tumonena contribution tinga panga.
Senior Chief Nkula, who was in attendance, emphasized the need for chiefs to heed the Paramount Chief's guidance and not compromise the future.
He has cautioned all the chiefs not to sell land. We shouldn't sell land. This is the preserve of our people. We are superintending on this land on behalf of the people. So he was putting an emphasis on that aspect. So we shouldn't love money, we should find the means and ways on how to raise resources.
Chief Mumporokoso pledged to work together with other traditional leaders for the common good of the people. ZANIS in Kasama, I'm Tizao Namlenga.
Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says education and professional training is vital for the development of a competent and ethical public service. Mr. Kangwa says it is for this reason that the government will continue supporting institutions such as the National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA, which is committed to market-driven training. He states that NIPA ensures that public servants are equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively serve the country and contribute to sustainable development. ZANIS reports that Mr. Kangwa said this in a speech read on his behalf by Cabinet Office Permanent Secretary for Special Duties, Mebo Nawa, during the launch of the NIPA 2022 to 2026 Strategic Plan and the History of NIPA book, held in Lusaka today. And speaking at the same event, NIPA Governing Council Chairperson Professor Hambaba Jimaima said the launch of the strategic plan is a roadmap designed to drive the growth of the institution through key themes such as enhancing strategic and professional excellence. Professor Jimaima said the launch will further help foster innovation and technological advancement and cultivate sustainable partnership both local and globally. Meanwhile, NIPA Executive Director Ambassador Professor Royston Mukwena said the launch of the two documents will enhance academic and professional excellence by developing new curricula and training programs that are responsive to market demands.
The case of honor is the calling upon us to smile. I think it's very important. This is a very important day for us. Case of honor, you will hand over the document to the chairperson.
The ongoing pursuit of excellence in public service training and certification is critical for the socio-economic progress of Zambia. The government remains committed to supporting institutions like NIPA, which play a vital role in the development of our public service. We understand that investment in education, training, and development is critical for building a capable and ethical workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch these two critical documents, I would like to extend my appreciation to all those who have worked tirelessly to bring this moment to fruition.
The 2022 to 2026 strategic plan, ladies and gentlemen, is not merely a document. It's a comprehensive roadmap designed to drive our growth, deter our excesses, ever keeping us on the rails and working us towards development, a compass over the next 5 years. And some of the themes that have been couched in our strategic plan include enhancing academic and professional excellence, fostering innovation and technological advancement, cultivating sustainable partnerships both locally and globally.
These documents symbolize our past achievements and serve as a beacon for our future aspirations. The history of NIPA book, ladies and gentlemen, is a labor of adoration, meticulously created to document our journey over the past 60 years plus. This book delves into our origins, tracing back to the establishment of NIPA in the early 1960s.
In Southern Province, social cash transfer recipients in Iteji-Teji District, Southern Province, are using some of their earnings to improve their literacy. Beneficiaries interviewed by Zambia News and Information Services in Iteji-Teji said that in addition to investing in assets like small livestock, which provides them with more money, they have also invested in adult literacy classes to improve their lives and job prospects. Frederick Mwansa has more in this report.
These women believe that aging doesn't have to mean feeling old. They are determined to exercise their rights, fight against discrimination and marginalization, and improve their circumstances. Their desire for self-improvement led them to allocate part of their social cash transfer to start literacy classes. Glenda shares her reason for enrolling in literacy class at Kalundu Primary School in Itejiteji.
Amwezi tulabadira 50 kwacha magani akuti tuli bamahali so wenda mushosho cash transfer tulakushawo 50 kwacha ndio tumeresha kubadira bamaticha babinisha so njagala ndipa uli wakamoto kamuumbera amazi bandibe ndio jana ibukale kuboto ndizanchido bagwanda kuti ndiza tandamageti naye ni certificate ndio mujisi ngatwengo twawukina ku hospital twakuputa tulonda twabantu mara arangira ubakirira abantu.
Judith Chipango enrolled because of her leadership roles.
Kanji gabaranti patuma position. So ma positions abango badisa kaye kuti nabakupa position buli secretary orona wabachi person wede kuhiba kuti ani kulemba agwamba ola chikuwa.
For Precious Sakala, she wants to improve her employment prospects.
Namba school last year yabakulu njeme tunayambia bana pamene pakalungu so pamene kuna kuti nisilizise chabe.
Meanwhile, Social Welfare Office is happy with how social cash transfer is being used in Itejiteji.
People are realizing education doesn't have age. So from the social cash transfer beneficiaries, they have actually taken that initiative and taken themselves to school. And this is something that we are very happy about because we know that development is going to be holistic. Because not only is it going to change people's lives through the food, the livestock that they buy, but also intellectually.
Frederick Mwansa, ZANIS, Itejiteji.
We take another break. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on ZANIS TV, Topstar platform, channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi has called on Zambians to take responsibility in advancing environmentally friendly practices. Mr. Mapushi was speaking when he officiated at a Green Climate Innovative Solution Empowerment Training, which attracted participation from 55 youths. More in the following report.
55 youths from various disciplines have been trained in providing innovative solutions in the field of green climate. The training was organized by Green Cosmos, Green Tech Innovation, and the United States Embassy. Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi handed over certificates to successful participants. The Deputy Permanent Secretary used the occasion to urge citizens to take full responsibility of looking after their environment.
If we take care of our environment, like I said, it will take care of us. The reason why we are suffering all these shocks is because of our practices. Not just with the waste management, but also with the cutting down, the discriminate cutting down of trees. You will find somebody has 10 trees at home, they cut them for no reason. No reason. The next thing they've got no shade. Somebody buys a plot, 20 by 50. The first thing they do is cut down all the trees. Then they build their house and then they start planting the trees.
And USAID pledged to continue partnering with government and other stakeholders in achieving environmental sustainability and fighting climate change.
So we believe that addressing climate change requires a holistic approach, and we have partnered with the Zambian government, we have partnered with the private sector, the local communities, traditional leaders in supporting various environmental programs.
Together, we are demonstrating, especially with our partners, we are demonstrating that the fight against climate change knows no borders, and that through cooperations, we can achieve extraordinary things.
A panel discussion involving some of the participants was conducted during the training.
It is not sustainable. Zambia is not doing sustainable.
other choice but to make alternatives like find a certain place where they can dump waste.
Waste is not managed properly. We find that people are dumping waste in an open place which is not even authorized.
Mtalakani for ZANIS News in Lusaka.
Lusaka Province Assistant Labor Commissioner Helen Moyo has cautioned parents not to allow their underage children to be employed by anyone as it is against the law. Ms. Moyo says any child who is 15 years and below is underage, adding that anyone found employing such children risks being jailed. She was speaking during a joint sensitization program in Rufunsa District following reports when Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata visited the area that children were dropping out of school to work in mines and were being given out into early marriages to minors. Beatrice Mfula gives us the details.
Kamwana kangono kalipe ulemu. Chifua chakuti kali kuchikwati. Chikwati chikanga pwani na mkulu.
Various Lusaka Provincial Administration Departments have conducted a joint sensitization program against child labor and early marriages in Mulamba and Kazemba area of Rufunsa District. Lusaka Province Assistant Labor Commissioner Helen Moyo says no one should employ underage children and stated that the law will visit anyone found wanting.
They are not supposed to allow children below the age of 15 to go and work in the mines. Further, we also sensitize them that it's not only boys who are found into this child labor, even girls. Like for instance, people who come from the cities, they come and employ the girls as maids who are below 15 years of age. So that is also child labor.
Meanwhile, Social Welfare Officer Sarah Banda has urged parents who have married off their underage children to bring them back home.
From time to time to continue engaging the community so that one, they are aware of the dangers of child marriages and child labor, and also that they are aware of the existing policies and laws that are available that do not allow these vices to continue happening.
Martha Mwandila is Lusaka Province Principal Gender Officer.
We need to tell them about the implication because government has taken this very seriously and they are not tolerating. Whether you are the guardians, whether you are the parents, you are going to be locked up.
And parents have thanked the government for the sensitization program and empowerment programs in Rufunsa.
Totera fabatuletera program hii pabana besu batuletera abana besu bafire basambirira bari yakusukuru not kumaini ko tubatwala kuru abantu le ufya banono bwafya feture ipera pantita kwa benta nshwa kasanga.
Beatrice Mfula for ZANIS News in Rufunsa District.
We take you to Luapula Province, where government says it will set aside funds to complete works at Chibalashi Dam in Mansa District. Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, Collins Nzovu, says the completion of the dam is key, especially that the government has made water harvesting a priority. More in the following report by Teddy Malungo.
This is Chibalashi Dam in Mansa District in Luapula Province, the dam that houses the reservoir that supplies water to the Luapula Water Treatment Plant. Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, Collins Nzovu, has inspected the dam, whose works are not yet completed.
One of the projects which has not been completed is this project here. Government has made the deliberate plans to put money to complete this project. It's directly responding to the drought. This is a very good project. Started, but it has to be completed now. Why do we have to do water harvesting? It's because in the country, this country, Zambia, we only receive one rain season. So once the rains go, there will be no water. Since we have this dam now, which dam we are going to rehabilitate and complete, it means that we are able to irrigate. We will have 2 crops in a year. That will ensure that we have food security. Further, it will ensure water security for Luapula. I'm very, very glad to see our people benefiting from this dam. What we want to assure our people is that government will bring facilities to ensure that we upscale the activities.
Luapula Province Water Engineer explains the works that have been done so far.
This is one of the dams that were being constructed under the Water Resource Development Project, which was funded by World Bank. The main purpose of this dam actually is for water supply as well as irrigation, as you can see. But I have to mention that during the implementation period, the project was suspended when the works were at 98%. That's why if you look at the outflow here, there are those remedial works that are supposed to be done. There is also the emergency spillway, which was not completed.
To the community, the benefits of having the dam have already been seen.
Damu ile twafa mukuchita irigate efo tulelima. Emesho tubonfe kutapilisha efiri mwafyesu. Ngamwaisa mu manso mu market. Ekulefuma macrops apsana ma gardens yale eri mwakuna. Amesho yale twafa ko then kulima amatawa antapila mlandu ne chilale chitukwete. Instead tulewo mfya ma irrigation machines. Teddy
Malungo reporting for ZANIS News in Mansa District in Wapula Province.
And in Southern Province, ZANIS staffer Pride Walia reports that the Red Cross Society of Zambia has supported drought-affected households in Sinazongwe District with farming inputs for the wetland agriculture program. Here are the details.
The Zambia Red Cross Society has responded in a huge way to the drought national disaster in Sinazongwe. The organization has delivered wetland farming inputs worth 2 million kwacha to Sinazongwe district for distribution to the most affected households. Among the inputs delivered include D-compound and urea fertilizers, maize, okra and cowpea seeds. 575 households out of the total 800 targeted will benefit from the first consignment.
We are here today in Sinazongwe district to deliver the farming inputs to the enumerated 800 farmers that were hardly affected by the drought. So we managed to enumerate 800 beneficiaries who are most vulnerable, of which each beneficiary is expected to receive a bag of urea, a bag of maize seed, as well as a pesticide and okra. In Sinazongwe district, we are targeting 16 wards and approximately 2 million kwacha for all the farming inputs that we've procured today.
Sinazongwe District Commissioner received the inputs on behalf of the government and commended the Zambia Red Cross for supplementing government efforts in responding to the drought disaster.
I'm here to confirm that we've received farming inputs from Red Cross. It hasn't been easy. The moment they realized that there was drought in the country, according to presidential declaration, that which was due to dry spell, they thought twice to make a follow-up and see to it what is how Sinazongwe is. They went into the field for to check, and they did some fact finds, sensitization, and 2 weeks ago when they came to say not at least there's a positive response from the donors.
The DC warned beneficiaries against the misuse of the inputs meant for wetland production.
Is not for December, January, no. As Sinazongwe, being near the lake, which is Lake Kaliba, people are very strong in terms of like planting maize this time, following the moisture. And Red Cross it's so important that they needed to help our people. And this is what they have done. They have brought fertilizer, the maize seed, the sprayers, okra.
Pride Warrior reporting for ZANIS News in Sinazongwe District, Southern Province.
And finally in the news, all is set for this year's Muchinga Province Agriculture and Commercial Show to be held in Chinsali District in Muchinga Province. A check by the Zambia News and Information Services, ZANIS, at the showgrounds found various entities preparing their stands. And Muchinga Province Show Society Chairperson Kenneth Nkonde said preparations started way back, adding that so far most of the exhibitors from within and outside Chinsali have already arrived. That item brings us to the end of our news. But before we go, let's take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hichilema commissions 459 ZANIS officer cadets. Miners contractors Hell vendetta for 246 million payment. Social cash transfer improving literacy. It's on that note we end ZANIS News. On behalf of the entire ZANIS production team, not forgetting John Chulu, our sign language interpreter, I'm Alice Banda saying goodbye and God bless you.